So what we're going to do is we're going to play back some of the band's new songs. There'll be no cameras allowed in there. There'll be no video, no bags in there. You can only walk in with paper and a pencil.
We're ready.
Are there any questions?
Camera over here.
Was there ever a moment you thought about stopping with Metallica, or the whole band was falling apart?
Was it a kind of a power struggle between you and him?
How did you manage to solve this crisis?
Where in God's name are you getting all this aggression from on this new album? Where's it coming from?
Why did it take so long to release an album with the new songs?
After 20 years, is it possible to retain the fire that, you guys once had at the beginning?
Do you think the young generation of metal fans will accept the new album?
85 million records, 22 years. I think it's 11 albums and various official releases. One word.
Oh my God. One word to span our career.
After 14 years of headbanging, Metallica bassist Jason Newsted has quit the band, citing, quote, private and personal reasons and the physical damage that I've done to myself over the years while playing the music I love. Metallica's management had no comment when asked by MTV News if there's a replacement waiting in the wings, but the band is still scheduled to begin recording a new album this spring. That's the news for now. Stay tuned for more news.
I mean, I think everybody understands the concept of trusting instincts, and that's getting to a place where you don't let egos and let stuff get in the way of artistic expression, So, I mean, do you want to say anything more about that? Because, I think everybody understands. I met Metallica through Q Prime Management after having seen me work with another band of theirs when they called and said that Metallica, with Jason announcing that he was exiting the group, needed to take a look at this album and say, well, what's going on here? We've lost touch with our personal relationships and face some of the issues that I think Q Prime felt that they were headed for.
We haven't really worked together for almost 9 months. When we were talking a couple of days ago about whether, if we wanted to do this film or not, I was wondering if having these guys in here would affect that. Because there's an intimacy that you get when it's just a few people in the room, and I'm just wondering if that's going to get lost, if we're going to go back to sort of like battling each other and trying to be like all strong and.
What intimacy? What the fuck you doing?
I think, to me, it's not going to be a matter of whether the cameras are in play, but whether or not you guys are free enough to risk being seen by other people.
We're here in the Presidio in San Francisco, and this is going to be the location where Metallica is going to start recording their next album.
We decided that we didn't want to go back into a studio again and do kind of like the same thing we had done before. We had to kind of change things up, and this is one of the things that we talked about, was to go into a space that's not a studio, bring in kind of like a portable studio or a makeshift studio.
That's good.
And basically make the situation uncomfortable.
You know, don't buy new furniture, don't paint the walls, don't do anything. Just keep it Spartan, keep it crude. There's such a success that you can get comfortable. I don't think they want to be comfortable.
Well, there's definitely a vibe in here.
They got a lot of attitude, and I think they want it to come out on this next album.
How did you approach this record differently? I mean, did you talk about things? Did you have ideas, keywords, things like that you wanted to put across before you actually started putting the whole thing together?
Well, ego was a big one. Coming in here and not bringing a riff, not bringing a song, not bringing a title, nothing.
Me and James did not meet somewhere else and come in here with material, with songs, with music.
This time, we all got in a room and just started playing, and that's how we wrote songs.
The idea is it should sound like a band getting together in a garage for the first time. Only the band's Metallica.
I really like going fast. Just go off and meditate in the wind, you know? As corny as it sounds, it works and it feels good. It's a good way to just let the weight of the world off every once in a while.
It is kind of strange being, you know, like a famous guy, you know. This is part of me that's trying to be unfamous, I guess. But it's also go against the rules attitude. You know, is this a big pose? I mean, yes, this is a pose. I mean, am I driving down the street to not get noticed in this thing? I mean, rebellious is kind of what this is, I would say.
Have you got a plug in here?
Wait. So what exactly are you doing?
Well, you'll just hold it above the
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah!
I got some bad news. We're gonna have to
change the lyrics?
I like this thing, Bob. I like this thing.
I used to kid myself that art was my great escape away from music. And I think I've become increasingly aware that my interest in art, music, and Metallica is not separate from anything. You know, where does he feel that there's enough of that kind of gold thing? How come there isn't another 20 strokes up in that black area up there with what's kind of bare? Where are the starting points and where are the end points? Do you know what I mean? When's a song done? What the fuck does that mean anyway? Done. When's a record done? Do you know, where does a record start? Where does it end? Where does the process start? Where does the process end? All that type of stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's really interesting. Yes, sweetie.
I don't feel anything great there. Yeah, nobody
I don't
does.
think it's that great. He's refusing.
How do you hear the riff then?
I like that. And then
Yeah.
In 9 days, it'll be my 2-year anniversary of surfing. It's taken the place of a lot of bad things in my life. So I basically stopped doing the drugs that I was doing and cut way back on my drinking. You can't surf when you're hungover. You can't surf if you've been up all night. Well, at least I can't. There's a sort of individualism also about surfing that I like. I mean, when it's your moment, man, that's your moment and yours alone. And no one can help you.
For all intents and purposes, we go into this record completely equal. Everybody contributing just as much on the lyric front as James contributing with drum parts and...
As soon as you started talking about that, I just like...
Yeah. You flashback now?
Well...
You want to hear it with vocals? Go sing it.
You guys had some rules about that before. Frankly, I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of arguing. You couldn't talk about his lyrics, therefore he couldn't talk about your drumming.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And you and him did the solos, so you weren't allowed to comment on the solos. Do you know what I mean? There was like rules. Are you telling me that those boundaries are gone now?
In the past, what we did was started with a bunch of ideas existing on tape from everybody. Then me and James would sit down and turn those ideas into songs. And then we would tell the rest of the band what to play and when to play and how to play it. There was never any just other ways of doing it.
You know, it's a whole new thing for me. You know, writing in front of everybody. Because I've always just gone into my own head and wrote stuff down instead of taking things from outside and putting them down.
What I was thinking is, it's like, these are the hands that da-da-da-da, this is the face that da-da-da-da. So it's like...
Building a Frankenstein or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Building what?
This is the top of my head that's flat.
This is my
These.
We're on the same stream of consciousness here. We're just all working on the same creative wavelength, and it's inspiring for me. Now I can further express myself with these lyrics now that, you know, James has opened that door for Lars and I.
This is clay, right? Not
Yeah.
Clam?
Clay.
Okay. These hands finger the clam.
These are the eyes that can't see through me. This is the tongue that speaks on the inside.
Make sure you really, like, spit, can't see me. These are the eyes that can't see me.
These are the eyes that can't see me. These are the hands that drop your trust.
This is a...
Yeah. This is the eye. Yeah.
This is the eyes that can't see me. This is the hands that drop your trust. These are the boots that kick you around. This is the voice of silence no more.
What is this about?
Well, I mean, when I said Frankenstein, it's not that far off. You're talking about pieces of things. Some kind of monster.
Some kind of monster?
You know?
Some kind of monster.
It is.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Some kind of monster. Some kind of monster. The monster lives.
We come now to create our album of life. Throughout our individual and collective journeys, sometimes through pain and conflict, we've discovered the true meaning of family. As we accomplish ultimate togetherness, we become healers of ourselves and the countless who embrace us and our message. We have learned and we understand. Now we must share. So that's just
Mission statement.
A what statement?
Mission statement.
Mission?
Yeah, a mission. It's like, you know, it sets a goal, so you just can like just always be reminded of, you know what the ultimate goal is.
All right.
It's my world, you can't have it. It's my world, you can't have it. It's my world, you can't have it. It's my world, my world, my world, you can't have it.
Excellent. Come on, little man, let's go.
Skylar, do you want your purse?
Daddy, come. Come, Daddy, come, Daddy.
I don't know how you guys feel, but it's really awesome what we're doing. The four of us can just go in a fucking room and roll that kind of shit out of our sleeves.
Pull it out of thin air, man.
It's so exciting because that has just never happened before.
Couldn't get to sleep last night because I was kind of still wired from it all.
How do you feel if you don't seem very psyched about it?
What the hell? How's it going, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
How many bears did you kill?
2. Russia's fucked up. You know, it was like you put a bottle of water here on the table. It was it. That was it. A bottle of vodka sitting there.
Did you drink vodka?
Hell yeah.
You did?
What else is there to drink?
As soon as you got there, it was like, Nostrovia. You know?
Nostrovia. That's a pretty big bear. Is bear edible?
They were no good to eat. That freaked me out when they didn't take any meat. You know, they have been hibernating for 3 months, so they haven't pissed or shit or nothing.
Oh,
so
so they're toxic.
Yeah.
To the wild.
3rd day, I killed my bear, and I was just in camp for the rest of the time. It's like, oh my God. I didn't
Worked on lyrics?
Yeah, actually did. That was a lot of time, man. A lot of time.
I worked on lyrics inside
I
the
did drink vodka and worked on lyrics.
Temptation wreck my head. Temptation make you dead. Temptation sucks my soul. Temptation fill no hole. Temptation. Fuck you up. Temptation.
So, what were the reactions you got from those close? I mean, how did the family react?
I don't know, sometimes I'm a real ass about it and just coming and saying, you know, oh, by the way, I'm going to Russia for 2 weeks right here, you know, and what? You know,
Right.
yeah, I'm getting better at that, you know, and because that was the most I missed my family ever, you know.
Right.
And it was, you know, Castor's first birthday I missed.
Right.
And it was, well, of course, we had a little vodka to Castor, you know, did a little
sure,
shot
yeah.
for him and everything. But I would have loved to have been able to get a hold of home.
Who's here?
This is Type working.
This is where Dad works?
Yeah.
What does your dad do for work?
Dumps.
Oh, he does the drums?
Yeah.
Ah.
Let me
You good
pin
at
down.
that?
Daddy will play drums.
played drums a lot today already. I'm okay. You play for a while.
Those guys,
It's very good.
you know, their plate is filled with many, many things, and music is just one of the things.
Say bye, James.
Bye, James.
Bye, buddy.
I chose not to have children and do those kind of things. My music, that's my children, you know.
Daddy's missing work.
But since I decided to do it with music, then that's what I have to fill my time with. Echo Brain is one of the projects that I've been working on for years, and now it's come to fruition. And then when it comes to a time where my main cat, James, tells me that, you know, basically he couldn't be in a band with me if I took this other project to this level. And after 15 years of working together and going buses and, you know, the stories, man, there was no way that this thing that I was doing could affect the monster of Metallica. I just don't see how it could. And so in saying things like that, I couldn't accept that kind of limited acceptance.
I also know that this relationship is not over. You know, it'll come around again at some point. You guys will make contact.
At that time, the managers suggested that we have a psychotherapist come in, a man that meets with pro ball teams, you know, big ego, big dollar guys that can't get along but have to make some kind of entity flow so everybody else and everybody can make the money. And I actually said, I think, that this is really fucking lame and weak that we cannot get together, us. Look, the biggest heavy band of all time, and the things we've been through and decisions we've made about squillions of dollars and squillions of people. I mean, and this, we can't get over this.
Was it more than just the Echo Brain thing? Because that's like, you know, what has been discussed.
He felt like he wasn't free enough to do what he needed to do, since he wasn't getting his creativity out enough in Metallica. He needed to get it out somewhere else, and I totally understand that now. And on my side of that was, I didn't want him to enjoy that more than Metallica. I didn't want anyone to leave Metallica. I didn't want to feel that we weren't enough or something like that. And it was through my, I guess, the way I learned how to love things was just to choke them to death. You know, don't go anywhere, don't leave, you know, you have to stay here. Pen, none of this pencil shit. Check it out, man. You can't even fucking spell it right. Metallica. We've only been together 20 years. I feel guilty that I'm not inspired all the time, you know, especially when everyone else is. Sure. It's like, okay, we kind of get to the point where the song is looped twice in the Pro Tools, and I know Bob's gonna hit me up for some kind of lyric ideas. Oh, shit. I was like dreading the whole process. It's like, why are you dreading it? Why don't you just...
Were you dreading it because of what? And let's get to the fear.
Well, because I didn't have anything, or...
And so if you didn't have anything...
Wasn't inspired enough to have something, or
and if you didn't have anything,
team or some vibe like that.
1, 2, 3, 5.
It's like I'm almost like racing against time out of this like weird ass fear of like, I gotta come up with something myself really quick before somebody else comes up with something for me. And then if I don't like it or don't 100% embrace it, then I'm just being a selfish, you know, insular asshole.
Yeah, it's a fear response. When we're up against a fear, that's the time to move into it, forward, because there's going to be some kind of genius there or some kind of breakthrough.
Kirk. Kirk. Kirk.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Yes.
Kirk.
James is trying to talk to you.
Sorry, man. Yeah, it's a bit stock.
Check it out, guys.
I don't know how you feel. I'm in a shit mood, and
I didn't even know what
I'm
to
not
do.
digging it right now.
Even last night, I got to tell you, everybody kind of looked, I hate to tell you, looked pretty burnt.
I agree.
I mean, if we don't start earlier and end earlier, I'm not going to be in a good mood for the rest of the shit, you know?
That was totally weird for me.
You hear that, Bob?
Why don't you try getting a more solid beat?
Regular?
Oh, well, you can call it regular.
You call it regular.
No, I'm trying not to call it regular, because I know it bugs you when I call it regular. So a little more solid then.
Maybe we should talk about next week.
Well, all next week is therapy.
Yeah.
Do we have to do that? Can we sax Phil?
I mean, we gotta find a balance to not, you know, the Phil stuff's important, and I hope we all feel that that's an investment in the music. It's an important part of the record.
Just real confusing sound.
It's just jacking the vocals all up. I mean, it's clever and everything, but I mean, I don't see what it does to it.
I think that's how you hear it, dude. I mean, that's fine. I'm just trying to do something different.
I mean, I'm used to having the drummer do the beat part. You know what I mean? Holding it together.
What I'm hearing is, choose my words carefully here. It's pretty straightforward. You know, the guitar shit, it's a little stock. So I started trying to introduce some kind of edge to it from the drums.
Those things we throw out to each other are complete bullshit. You know? It sounds too stock. It sounds too normal to me. I mean, You know what I mean? You're saying this shit so you can get your point across about doing a drum beat. I mean, you know, it doesn't hold any water.
To you.
It doesn't.
I think it's fucking stock. Which part of that is unclear to you? I think it sounds stock to my ears. I mean, you want me to write it down? I think it feels stock,
I
okay?
can't hear you.
So I...
No, when you say, you're telling me what to play right now. You're telling me you should play with what Kirk's doing, and I'm telling you it's stock.
Dude, fine.
You know what, guys? Why don't we just go in there and just hammer it out, all right? Instead of hammering on each other.
I mean, we're in shit moods, and we're not going to get anything
All you want to do is
done
pick a
today.
fucking fight, and...
I don't want to pick a fight.
This is so silly. You're just sitting there going, I'm in a really pissy mood, and...
And I fucking told you straight up that I was.
Right.
And what are you trying to do?
I'm not trying to do fucking shit. You're just sitting here being a complete dick.
You're really helping matters. You're really good at that. I was straight up with you, and I told you I'm in a shit mood, and what have you been doing? Fucking picking at me all night.
Come on, guys. We got better things to do.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Metallica frontman James Hetfield has entered a rehabilitation facility to undergo treatment for alcoholism and other undisclosed addictions. In a statement posted on Metallica's official website, the band writes, James has entered an undisclosed facility and he will continue to receive treatment until further notice. Until then, we have postponed all current activities, including recording sessions for our new album. Metallica, whose hard partying ways earned them the nickname Alcoholica, have been working on their follow-up to the 1998 double disc collection of covers.
Only do I not know the answer. I don't even know what the question is.
I think it's easy to see that in those days, Metallica brought a kind of physicality to rock and roll. Let's say the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, you know, and all of that inspired some of the British rock music that then developed after that. And let's say the metal music and Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and all of that. And then out of that again, then let's say then came Lars and all of that and being. So I think that they have certainly a place in all of that. I think Lars had a very good vision at the time of where he saw that particular, you know, the metal music going, because he could see it with European ears and eyes, maybe.
You know,
Yeah,
don't you
exactly.
feel that it's great for you to have your father's perspective on who you are and what you're doing? I think that's incredible. And it's, you talk about the lineage, which we did. We talked a little bit about your grandpa.
I mean, it's very difficult to admit it, especially with him standing next to me. It's easier to talk about when he's not in my presence. But, of course it is.
What would you say in private?
To who?
To anybody, without him here. Say it. I mean, what would it be?
Well, I've already said it to you countless times.
Well, have you said it to him? What is it that you brought it up? I didn't bring it up. What is it you feel you've said that you're not saying now?
I think maybe in some ways some of the
to me that's
fear of status quo comes a little bit from this direction over here. I think that I mean, there's nothing worse than when I have to go to him and play the new record and know there's something on there that sucks, and he can see right through that in 2.5 seconds flat.
Comments on that one?
I would say, you know, if you said, if you were our advisor, what would you say? Then I would say, delete that. You know? I mean, I don't know for you guys. For me, it doesn't cut it, you know. But
Interesting. I mean, it's interesting, you know, now.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the people involved here,
Yeah.
the only other people who've heard any of this music is Cliff Bernstein.
Yeah.
When Cliff Bernstein heard that, he thought that should open the record.
Yeah. I mean, that could well be. But I'm pretty sure that I really don't think so. You know. I really don't think so.
Right.
For me, that doesn't sound right or something, you know. Unless I'm a guy that's kind of shouting in some kind of echo chamber.
So I think one of our responsibilities here is to act like a band. It's still continuing. We're going on. We're doing our exploration. We're exploring ourselves individually. We're exploring our relationships. And we really need to get together, talk about this, act like the band exists because it does exist. And if we don't do that, then we are the co-producers of the process slipping off the planet.
There's a bit of a shit sandwich, though. What is it? The unraveling of a band? And then there were two?
So, a good friend of mine phoned me, and he knew where James was.
Really?
Yeah. He couldn't even imagine James doing anything for 6 months.
I'm prepared for the worst.
I'm pretty confident that, you know, we will come together when the time is right. But knowing when that time will come, or not knowing when that time will come, is very, very uncomfortable.
I hope that at some point he will come back and try and finish the making of this record. If you walked away from Metallica, I'm not sure that it would surprise me. I've always felt that James was a softer, more caring, compassionate person than he allowed himself to be to most people. I can remember from the Dave Mustaine days, I mean, when him and Dave Mustaine, these guys, they started like right away with their big, you know, chest beating and their mannerisms, and the whole thing was very much about this kind of like macho, and it was just like I couldn't deal with that stuff. And I mean, looking back on it, I mean, what was that, 18, 19 years ago? I mean, I just felt so alienated because it was just so far removed from the upbringing that I come from.
Well, here's to you, my friends.
But then at the same time, I'm starting to realizing now that the sort of depressive things that show up as a result of the alcohol and stuff like that, it was just very difficult for him to communicate from the heart and not hide behind a lot of these different fronts, whether it's alcohol that gives him a false sense of strength, or the front man in Metallica, or, you know, macho bullshit and all that stuff.
All right, now you guys are drunk and I'm drunk. Now this is the fun part, man.
I want to help him. I want to be there for him, and I want to do the best I can to make him the best person that he can be. So I don't know how the fuck it's gonna play out.
It's really healthy for me to be here without any pressure or anything related to the band or anyone who would remind me of the band and recognize what's real. Our sessions with Phil really stirred up a lot of things in James that he felt that he needed to address. Mentally, it's really taken its toll on myself, you know, 'cause I'm very worried about him. And, you know, whenever you check yourself into rehab, they don't focus on, you know, the fact that you're an alcoholic. They go much deeper, you know. I mean, they go way deep. They crack you open and spill you out and examine all the things that are on the table. I've spoken to him a few times, and, you know, I know he's having a rough trip. No matter how bad it gets, eventually things seem to sort themselves out, sooner or later. Whether it's good or bad, they sort themselves out.
I watched people around the world say what a great guitar player Kirk is and what a piece of shit I am, and that I got kicked out of Metallica and that I wasn't good enough for them and that I was a loser, and I've had to deal with that for almost 20 years. And it's a dreadful experience. It's been hard, Lars. It's been hard to watch everything that you guys do and you touch turn to gold, and everything I do fucking backfire. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that they would consider my backfire a complete success. You know, and am I happy being number 2? No. You know, you're just now encountering something I've been going through 13, 14 years. I've never had a chance to be able to tell you without talking to Lars, the guy in Metallica. I've never talked to my little Danish friend again. You know? I remember the day you and I talked about digging a hole in fucking dirt and smoking hash through the ground. That to me is the stuff that's like, you know? And we've never had very many moments like that.
Do I feel some guilt? Yes, I do. But at the same time, it's difficult for me to comprehend that the only thing that you feel when you look back on the last 20 years is rooted in the Metallica thing.
Okay. Have you ever thought what I've been through?
I think I've had an awareness of the pain I caused you.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
Do you have any idea
of what I put you through?
No. What I went through. I mean, people hate me because of you. You know, I walk down the street and I hear some piece of shit say, Metallica at me, and they do that to taunt me. I mean, when I would hear Metallica on the radio, I would be like, God, I have to turn this off because I just keep thinking, I fucked up. Right. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. You know, and by no means is it done because somebody else very important is not here. Right. Do I wish it was 1982 all over again and you guys woke me up and say, hey, Dave, you know what? You need to go to AA? Yeah. I'd give anything for that chance.
Is there any last words you want to say to everybody out there?
Metal up your ass!
Okay, thank you. This is Donna Davis, and this is Metallica.
This is like a pretty bitchin' club to play a first fucking gig.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel?
Freaking out.
Freaking out?
Totally.
I'm fucking unbelievable.
It's definitely.
I think what it comes down to. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Great. Yeah, it's fucking unbelievable.
Echo break!
I don't know. I just all of a sudden this became like such a big production. I don't understand. It's like all of a sudden, like, you know, I get like one phone call. It's like everybody and their fucking brother are in town. I thought it'd be Jason, like, playing with his new band in front of, you know, like 20 drunks down at some bar or something. And now I guess to my own ignorance or something, I guess that's what I wanted it to be. So now I'm realizing that supposedly it's a little more of a big deal than that. Thanks, man. Thanks. Oh, thanks. Awesome. I'm Lars. Oh, nice to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Where's Jack? Yeah, Jace? I don't know. Dude, I think I'm back.
He left.
I think he already fucking bailed.
He went back to
Really?
Nice.
Wow.
Go back to say hey, and he's like fucking gone. Elvis has left the building. There's Zach. Hey, Zach. See, he's even blowing me off. Jason blows me off. Zach blows me off.
How quick we become yesterday's
Yeah, no kidding.
See, there's a guy in an Echo Brain t-shirt.
Yeah, that's Steve over there. He works at the studio with us. Well, he is.
Really?
Yeah. I remember that guy.
Huh?
I remember that guy. He worked at the studio.
Which guy?
Over there?
The guy in the red shorts?
No, the guy in the black that's walking across right now.
Really?
Kessel. Todd, he works at the studio too, doesn't he?
Who?
Todd over there?
I'm sure they're all here, Bob. I mean, the only two people in the Bay Area not working for him is me and you. Hetfield's gonna freak. I'm in fucking hell.
This whole gig has brought all this on, hasn't
Yes, it has.
You really
It's
want
made
to
me
come
feel
clean.
Made me feel like such a loser. I mean, I can't hold my band together. You know, I start records, I don't finish them. Ugh. Jason is the future, Metallica is the past.
I've never had a break like this in 20 years. Do you know what I mean? And just what's been kind of getting me is just not knowing. Do you know what I mean? Not knowing and not hearing, that's just like, it just eats away at you.
Kirk talked to him.
I talked to
James. It's just me and you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What do you say?
He basically said that, you know, his family's the priority right now, and he needs time to work on his family before he can reach out to his other family, being us, and that he loves us, and he just needs for us to understand that he needs time. And he also went on about how difficult it was talking to you about it because he felt pressured. And, you know, he spoke about how you always need to be in control of the situation or in control of the schedule or whatever. And he said that this is a time he needs complete control of his situation. And he said, you know, all the Mark Writers and the Bob Rocks, all that stuff, you know, just has, I can't think of that right now. So, I got the feeling that he kind of lumps in your relationship with the business side of things, which was actually really surprising to me. But I think that's, you know, that explains, I think that explains a lot on why he hasn't spoken to you.
We're just in limbo, and the longer James chooses to stay away from dealing with us, the further we drift apart. And I just feel so disrespected. That's the key thing.
Was the future of the group ever in doubt, even when James went to rehab, do you think?
Lars and I, we were wondering when James was going to finally feel like he was in a situation where he can come back to the band. And after a certain amount of months, you know, Lars and I started to think, well, is he ever going to come back to the band? And that was a really big question on our plates, whether or not, you know, he wanted to come back.
James wrote something in the new issue of our magazine, So What? He wrote a kind of a little handwritten note. That note was probably the most heartfelt thing I'd ever seen come from his mind. Tomorrow is shaping up, or is gearing itself up to be, yes, the first sit down with one James Hetfield post rehab.
Yeah,
Why are we filming this?
I don't know.
We're in very different places, or at least I am in a very different place than I was from the Presidio. That's a huge understatement. So we just have to find that if, you know, if the movie will be as intense, you know. To me, there was a lot of intrusion, and I kind of went with it and I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable with it. You know, a boom following me around, and it just felt like I was in the spotlight all the time, and I guess I don't really like that feeling.
When we were in the Presidio filming you guys playing, did you feel it then too?
Yeah, it was pretty much all the time.
I mean, do you think you're in a better place now? I mean, we got to find some place that makes you feel comfortable. And the last thing we want to do is have any impede on your music, because that's more important than anything.
You know, one answer may be maybe there shouldn't be a film. I mean, that's the range of possibilities that we should really think about, because, I mean, why do you guys want to film? Even you said you hope that the film is made. I mean, I think
that's a big question, because for me it was really just, it came along with being in Metallica. Hey, we're gonna do this. Oh, okay. That's part of this, all of this, the bigness of Metallica, and I'm kind of tired of it. You might look at it as a friend. To me, it's been a beast, and it's sucked a lot of me into it.
You were maybe the keeper of the beast at one point, you know, because you were the champion of that entity.
And of course, you got to just find the right balance between what everybody's personal needs are. But if Metallica collectively decides to do this, then I think Metallica can make it happen.
I don't know, that scares me again. Metallica is 3 individuals, and 3 individuals have to decide if it's good to do.
But I still think that the priority is the collective until all the people involved in the collective say that the priority is the individual. And so far, you're the only one that said the priority is the individual. I haven't said that, and he hasn't said that. I haven't heard him say that. So I feel that there's still an unbalance there.
We met for like maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks before we actually picked up the project again. That was when we came in, and it was the first time we actually used this studio, HQ.
Anyway, here we are, HQ.
Right on, well, we're here. camera's here. And my friend the boom is here.
Hovering.
Yeah. Cool.
You want me to play the music?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll put the big speakers on.
I was afraid to pick up a guitar, in fear of what would happen. Would I not like it? Would I love it? Would I not be able to write anything cool? Would I write just recovery stuff?
It was probably the best sound I've ever heard in my life was the fact that you were playing guitar in here.
Exactly.
Come on, brother.
Play a riff.
What? See? Feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Feels like the next day.
A year later, the next day.
It's gonna be interesting working out on the schedule because we really haven't. It's gonna be great.
And kind of the overview is, the less time we have here, the more productive we'll be, in a way, It's like we're more focused on getting the stuff done.
That all sounds really good. Okay.
I think I was gonna
now
have
let's revisit in a week. So I think that don't talk it, walk it.
At some point, we are going to have to work a little harder.
Yes.
When that feels
What do you
right.
mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah. When you say harder, does that mean more hours?
If we can go deep real quick, be intense.
I spoke up because what does that mean? We have to, do 8 hours now, and I got fearful right then.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah.
To do 8 hours? No.
Any lyric ideas?
I'm searching for
Searching for donuts.
Searching for donuts.
Searching for donuts. Na, 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 na. What was the whole thing from yesterday? The Buddhist.
Guarantee what?
No, the Buddhist thing that you had that this.
Birth is pain, life is pain, death is pain. It's a cycle of suffering. It's called samsara.
Where are you with this, James?
Somewhere else.
Where's today's thread going?
I've worn out being afraid, my endless parade of fear that I've constantly made.
My lifestyle determines my death style, a rising tide that pushes to the other side.
I'm worn out being afraid, endless parade of fear that I've constantly made. It's frantic tick, tick, tick tock, I gladly trade. Do I need to know the answer where I be laid? I can't find it.
It doesn't work.
You did one great thing. You went,
Yeah.
You did this one syncopated thing. Do the whole verse like that.
Worn out always being afraid, an endless dream of fear that I've made. Frantic tick, tick, tock, I gladly trade.
It's weird. It's weird, you know.
No, but the second time you felt really comfortable with it.
Right. Oh, by the way, it's 3:45.
I gotta get rolling, guys. Sorry.
feel like the bad guy saying, I gotta go, because it's 4 o'clock. If we all know, and we all do know, that 4 o'clock is kind of the stop time, then, I don't know, then I won't feel like the heel here saying, I gotta go eat dinner with my kids, you know? Because I have a feeling, you know, I'm gonna walk out of here and you guys are gonna go in there and listen to this stuff, and it's like, that's not right.
That's not. I mean, if I want to listen to it, I will go in and listen to it.
But we should at least listen to it.
Stop early.
Right, but I know you'll sit there and start talking with Bob. Maybe Bob doesn't want to sit in there, and when I'm gone, things get talked about, and then decisions are made, and I feel I walk into something that's already kind of decided, and it's a total uphill battle for me a lot of times. I don't like that feeling.
Oh, that's like just like the last 15 years.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, let's talk about this tomorrow then. Or,
Right.
or do you want to take time out?
No, I don't have time right now.
Okay.
It's just past 4. Yeah. So it's hard to introduce structure into this, and I'm trying.
So what do you think, Lars?
Did you hear the song from yesterday? That we all heard together?
How is that different?
Because we all heard it together already.
But what he wants to be is
was
part
I in
of
there?
everything. He wants to be part of everything.
We all heard it together.
You came in.
All right, as long as you don't talk about it.
No, I mean, it's,
You know what I
is
mean?
that a way around it, or is that just a...
That is definitely a way.
No,
How about if we
hear what we're
how about if
doing.
we just save up the tension? Seriously, I mean, it's okay because it's good.
absolutely.
Tension produces results. If you get to it.
I'm excited to see what you learned here.
Go up and back, up and freeze. What is this called?
So proud of you. So glad I got to see.
I'm working on really hard on being the best dad and father and husband I can be,
I got to see you dance.
and the best me. I don't want to lose any of the stuff I have. I know it could all go away at one time, and that's a tough part of life. And it's a total rebirth for me, looking at life in a whole new way. And you know, all the other drinking and all the other junk that I was stuck in, it was so predictable, so boring. I'm out there looking for excitement, and all this stuff, the results are the same, man. I wake up the next day somewhere in some bed. I don't know who this person is next to me, and I'm drunk, completely hungover, and have a show to do. And the result is the same. You know, when life now is pretty exciting. You don't know what's going to happen when you're kind of clear and here and in the now, in the moment.
My lifestyle determines my death style. A rising tide that pushes to the other side. My lifestyle determines my death style. A rising tide that pushes to the other side.
I think those two feel the best to me.
It's a tough one to decide. They all kind of got some charm, don't they?
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear the first one.
Yeah,
the
me
first
too.
day.
Well, let's play.
I like that one.
Is it okay?
Are we allowed? Yeah, we are.
Do we have...
We never really settled that, did we?
We didn't settle it.
Yes, we're allowed. Oh, I'd like to hear it. You're free to leave the room, whoever doesn't want to be part of that.
Do I have the strength to know how to go? Can I find an inside?
I felt like it was an agreement. We're going to work from 12 to 4, and then we would not work.
Well, if Lars and I listen to something or go through the Presidio stuff, it's not because we want to do something behind your back. It's for you.
Right.
And basically what I heard is, no, I can't do that.
Fuck is that?
I don't know, in my mind it gets lopsided. The more it goes in a different direction, the harder it is. The harder it is to get that back.
What is it you have to get back?
Some control, some sense of involvement in the band.
when I was running this morning, I was thinking about seeing the incident, the word fuck just comes up so much. Seriously, that's really true.
Is that in a
No, just
anger?
fuck! Fuck. I just think you're so fucking self-absorbed. And what makes it worse is that you always talk about me, you use the word control and manipulation a lot. I think you control on purpose, and I think you control inadvertently. I think you control by the rules you always set. I think you control by how you always judge people. I think you control by your absence. I think you control all of this even when you're not here. I don't understand who you are. I don't understand the program. I don't understand all this stuff, okay? I realize now that I barely knew you before. And all these rules and all this shit, man. This is a fucking rock and roll band. I don't want fucking rules. I understand that you need to leave at 4. I respect it. But don't tell me I can't sit and listen to something with Bob at 4:15 if I want to. What the fuck is that? You know, I don't want to end up like Jason, okay? I don't want to be pushed away. I don't want it to happen twice. Let's do it, and let's fucking do it full on, or let's not do it at all. Fuck. See? Fuck. Fuck! Fuck!
Yeah! Yeah! Totally, yeah!
Rock and roll.
Let's hear it for Elena! Ooh, all right.
We're not anywhere near getting any issues resolved.
Well, let's get them. That's what we're here to do.
I don't know, I guess the playing part, being in the room, and then mainly being in the room with Lars, playing music together, I guess I had higher expectations, and I don't know, maybe I'm disappointed in myself. Maybe, I don't know.
Want to talk about that? I mean, what does that mean?
I'm not enjoying being in the room with you playing.
Pretend you're shaking his door. Pretend, yeah. Pretend, yeah. Shaking his door.
If you are not having any fun, let it be known to you that I'm certainly not having a lot of fun either. But I am not interested in playing music with you if you're not happy in there. I just don't want to become a fucking parody. Okay, so if you're not happy playing music with me, is there enough that connects us to hold on for a way through this? I don't know. There are moments where I really doubt it. Really doubt it.
I'm glad you said that. Because I really, deep down, feel sometimes that it's just, there's just some empty, just an ugly feeling inside. Just, much work we got to put into this.
Let's do our little round table thing right now, quickly. Everybody's got to participate. Lars, come on.
Hey, Castor, why don't you look at all the boys, or the men, I should say, and say bye to everybody.
Bye, Castor. Thank you for coming.
No, your dad is staying here, okay?
Bye.
So what's the deal? How's everybody feel about what they heard?
Of course, lyrics will definitely work in that feel.
Yeah.
That kind of intro bit that's on there is marked.
What about you? What do you think? You think it's good? Was there anything in particular that you...
I wasn't paying attention to that detail. It's just, it's a lot of good stuff. I can take you back when me and him were alone in my room in 1981, listening to new wave of British heavy metal singles. As soon as there was somebody else in the room, it just became this, like, it just had a very different energy to it.
Yeah.
That's a fucking bitch.
Let's do another version of it, okay?
The first time I got a real awareness of it was when Mustaine came into the picture. When James was with Mustaine, he became like, he never really cared about me. There was one time during the recording of the Ride the Lightning record where me and him went out and 42 beers later, like, dude, I love you. But it could never materialize until it got to that 42 beer point, and we were alone.
That was good.
You sure I don't have to play it again?
Yeah, I'm sure. It's good practice, though.
For what?
The road.
When?
Couple years.
From day one, it's been competitive. And in a way, that's what has made Metallica what it is. That's what's driven us further.
What feels good to you?
But we'll try a bunch more.
Can you try maybe like a blah, 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 blah? Almost like a strum.
My parents split when I was 12 or 13. And then my mom passed on when I was 16. The only thing I felt that I really had at that point was music. My wanting to keep everything under control, and, you know, it's out of a fear of my abandonment issues. I'm afraid to get close to people because I don't know how to do it. I don't know how you're supposed to do it.
Cool.
That last one was pretty good.
Yes.
That was the first amp I ever owned. That right there.
I think we have it.
Okay.
Okay, now we gotta talk about it.
You started talking about the idea of the guitar solo as we have known it, maybe being something that was a little outdated and maybe reintroducing some riff-a-rama things.
But can I say something that I think is bullshit? This whole fucking solo out, dates the whole thing. That's so bullshit. You know, if you don't put a guitar solo in one of these songs, that dates it to this period, and that cements it to a trend that's happening in music right now. I think that's stupid, and I think it's totally
I know
trendy.
That's not what I said. It's always been about, like, where could it go that's kind of new and interesting instead of just repeating something from the past.
I'm not interested in playing traditional guitar solos anymore. You know, it's just, for me.
You've told me that.
It's just boring. You know.
To me, if you can add a color to the song that satisfies you and works for the song, then that's what we should do. But I don't want to get in the position where it's like we put something down on the tape to satisfy your ego, my ego, Lars's ego, or James's ego. I think it should serve what's going down. Like in other words, there shouldn't be like a rule of no solos. There shouldn't be a rule of solos. It should be.
And I agree. I mean, it really is, to me, all about serving the song. And, you know, I feel much better about that because, you know, I just don't want to follow certain trends that I see other bands following. We don't necessarily have to stick to our traditional way, but we also don't have to follow that trend.
I'm actually very, very comfortable with my role in the band, you know? I've actually always been very, very comfortable with my role in the band. I'm not a really egotistical person. In fact, I've spent a large amount of my time trying to, like, downplay my ego and get it even smaller and smaller. It's part of my beliefs. I try to be an example of being egoless to the other guys.
Hi! This is Kurt from Metallica. And if you want money, you'll listen to us. And then some other guy's gonna give you some cash.
20 years worth of integrity and, you know, credibility and all that. The next 5 minutes is going to change all that. Hey, man, keep it locked right here and... What?
We'll help you score $1,000. This is James from Metallica. Survey says you need cash. Your money shot to snatch a bunch of cash is coming soon.
In order to suck both nationwide radio chains off, we are now standing here having to do this fucking stupid thing.
Up to 50 motherfucking grand, goddammit.
Win a bunch of money and walk away. This is stupid!
Sharpen that booger-picking finger and be the 50th.
Hey, it's Lars from Metallica here. I'm about to stick 50 grand up your ass.
$1 at a time.
I was telling Lars last night, that was hard for me to see you guys squirm like you were.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to say anything, and it's not my place to say anything. I can't imagine Bono or The Edge going on the radio saying what you guys are being asked to say.
That's how many songs?
Go for it.
Should we catch up on all this radio stuff?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, they're the biggest chain in America. You know, it's like 75, 80 stations or something. And if you guys think it's crappy as a radio thing, those guys think it's good. I mean, that's their idea. We didn't come up with that. So, strategically...
Why are we doing it then? Just to make them happy?
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. And they won't say, fuck you, you never do anything for us. We're going to fuck you on the next record.
People would do that? Because you didn't give us something, we're gonna fuck you?
Yes, James. They would. I'm not saying that they can always get away with it,
That's so funny.
but
I'm glad
it
it's your
wouldn't stop
world.
them from trying.
I understand the wash your back, wash mine thing. You know, I'll wash your back so you don't stab mine.
Right.
That's more like it.
Okay. Why don't we get off the phone then? Well, you know, we should have this conversation some more next week.
Later.
Okay. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's insanity. We're gonna hurt you because we didn't get something.
I wash your back so you don't stab mine.
Well, that's a good line for a song.
I guess I just want something to rhyme with mine right now.
Wash your back so you won't.
Wash your back so you won't stab mine.
Step on a landmine.
Keep you in my back pocket.
Blind leading the blind. I'll rip out your fucking spine.
Okay.
All right.
Wash your back so you won't stab mine. Get in bed with your own kind. Wash your back so you won't stab mine. Get in bed with your own kind.
I was just wondering if you pulling my mic.
That was really good.
It was.
Really good.
It's good than the other part.
Landmine. No landmines. No landmines. Hot lobster. Wash your back so you won't stab mine. Get in bed with your own kind. There's a witch at the foot of my bed.
Did you hear what Lars said? He says, yeah, Kirk stopped reading and I stopped moping. That's what you said.
No, that's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I said I stopped sulking.
Oh, sulking.
In the 11 months since he's parted company with Metallica, ex-bassist Jason Newsted has been apparently more musically active than his former bandmates. While Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich was pursuing Napster and singer James Hetfield battled alcoholism, Newsted hooked up in the studio with legendary metal band Voivod. Aroni and Robinson got all the answers on Newsted's new ventures and the current state of his relationship with Metallica.
A good friend hinted that Jason would really like to join the band again.
I popped his little bubble for a second, or I don't know, man. I'll be quite honest. I think the heart and soul of Metallica from this point on, and has been for a while, since Cliff died, is the three of you guys. I think you will never, ever, ever find a permanent bass player. My opinion.
There was also tragedy in rock this week. Metallica's bassist Cliff Burton was killed in a bus accident while the band was on tour in Sweden. He was 24.
Metallica bassist Cliff Burton was buried on Tuesday in the San Francisco area. The remaining members of the
Jason
band
Newsted, he replaced Cliff Burton, who was killed in an auto accident in September. Jason told MTV
It pisses me off that Cliff left us because we'd never have that initial four guys just going on. And, you know, when I talk about it, it's like that happened for a reason, and we're dealing with that.
I got to capitalize on what's being said right here. The Cliff message that I get from him to you guys is that treasure the three of you. Treasure every moment that the three of you have, and the four of you have. You know, treasure it because you never know. And one of the sad things that happens when somebody dies is that people have never taken the time along the way to really embrace each other every day. You know, it's a sin if you let that go.
Phil has been
like an angel for me. He's been sent to help me. And, you know, I've got my own thoughts about all that, you know, and a father figure, the dad that never was, and all of that, that it makes me comforted, it comforts me. But also, we don't want to have our hand held through life. We'd like to be able to stand proud ourselves and move on. There'll be a time for that. And we just have to discuss when that is.
You know, there is purpose behind the way I do it. I think it's very effective. I have to decide whether I'm going to push it or not. It sometimes is a distraction.
So what part of our career are you going to manage today?
I thought I'd do the whole thing since you guys can't do anything. I mean, you know, if you guys could run something, it would be easy to step back. Because you can't, you know. It's got to be someone.
Is today the first day you're going to play drums?
I don't want to get into that. Okay. You know, I don't think I'm going to do the drums.
I think it's time.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Although actually, I'm kind of impressed.
Well, it's about the only thing you haven't done.
I haven't done.
Right. We got to a point where we sat down and told Phil that we wanted to scale Phil back to every other week. And we were getting ready to implement that 4 weeks from when the decision was made. And 2 weeks after the decision was made, we had to sit Phil down and say that we were not ready to do that. Because we got really, I don't know, scared, I guess. There were some things that were going on at the time that really Phil helped with a lot.
Live from the news leader in Northern California, News Center 4, Night Beat.
The Metallica versus Napster battlefield moved to San Mateo today. Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich delivered a list of screen names of people who have downloaded the band's music online.
Metallica is suing Napster, a website that provides software which allows people to download music on the internet without paying.
Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich testified before a Senate committee earlier this month that Napster has, quote, hijacked our music without asking.
The band said that over 350,000 people are downloading its music for free.
A group of former Metallica fans staged a protest at the courthouse.
I don't want anything to do with Metallica anymore. I'm going to be crashing their CDs. I took all my CDs and I'm going to be destroying them.
Are you proud of what you achieved with the whole Napster thing? Are you proud in hindsight of what you pulled off?
Being the most hated man in rock and roll. Yeah, that was my goal. I got an idea. I'm kind of bored this summer. Everything's going a little too well. Let's see. I want to turn myself into the most hated fucking asshole in rock and roll, yeah.
Like, good afternoon. My name is, Lars Ulrich from Metallica. I worked for years to get where I am today. Me and my buddy, James Hetfield here, have shed blood, sweat, and motherfucking beer to get where we are today.
Beer. Good.
Who do you think you are? I mean, just, because you, made us rich, you think you can get free stuff? Songs that we spent upwards of, 24 to 48 hours writing and recording. Our team of lawyers and researchers have your names, and you Napster users will see you in jail getting gang raped.
Money good. Napster bad.
Some minutes I have all this strength, and I can stand there and just go, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm bulletproof, it doesn't matter. I got Hetfield and Hammond, we're a team, and fuck you, do you know what I mean? And then 5 minutes later, it means nothing, and I just become really vulnerable. We never sat there and thought about where Napster was going to end up. We never sat there and thought about what shots we were going to take. We just sat there and thought about this was something we had to do.
So, wait a sec.
That was awesome!
It's like I had to stay on the course that I was on and stay to my convictions, but it was eating away at me inside. And then maybe it could go lyrically to, what difference did I/we actually make? It's a great question. Great. And if that could, it's like if that question could get thrown out there but remain unanswered, I think that's really strong.
All the shots I take, what difference did I make? All the shots I take, I spit back at you.
All the shots I spit back at you.
That's awesome, dude. Fucking
fuck me.
Right
Yeah,
on.
what difference did I make fit right in?
Really awesome. Right on. These two kicks, are they the same as?
It's different.
Okay. Go to the master. What really gets my dick hard is boom, starting on boom, boom.
You can do that.
Get there, boom, boom. You know, there. Then these are awesome.
Lars, what I want to know is the four of you just go in there and just jam.
You're hearing excerpts of 3-hour jams. You're hearing, you look at it as a funnel. You're hearing the very part at the bottom of the funnel.
Right.
You can almost equate what we're doing now to arranging.
You're like Pollock,
Yeah.
the painter.
He is. He's Pollock, the funnel arranger guy.
It's gonna sound fucking amazing. The stadium with 100,000 people and fucking raising the evil horns up to the sky and saying Metallica, baby.
Oh, can we fast forward to that right now?
I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about this touring thing that has come up. We're very cognizant of the fact that, you know, things have changed for you guys, and they've changed for many, many reasons. Why can't we figure out what works best for everybody in their personal lives, plus what works best as a business? What if you just do a stadium tour where you play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then you go home the rest of the week?
I just want to put out that, you know, there might be kind of a uncomfortable vibe here because people might not know how I'm feeling about touring, and I don't really know either, you know, until I get there. And, you know, I want to tour. I don't want to fall off the wagon, you know. I don't want to go out there. I don't know what it's like. Doing things for the first time again, as I think I said before, it's a little scary.
Hey man, I don't know about you, but it's like summertime, and to me it's fucking beer drinking weather, yeah? Well, I'm gonna take time right now and fucking have myself one, and I just want to say cheers to all you guys, and fucking thanks for coming down and getting nutty with us, man. Cheers.
Mommy, 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 mom.
I blew my voice out on the Black Album doing So What, the cover song. And we had a bunch of Metallica songs to do after that. And I went to this coach. I didn't want to go. I was scared. Thought he was going to make me sing operatic. But I went there and we just did warm-up stuff like this. And this is the tape. And I've had the same tape since then.
Was there a turning point?
Yeah, I think when we had accumulated what we thought to be, you know, a great kind of, I don't know, cross-section of material, we took stock, so to speak.
The only songs that are going to make it to the album are the songs that all four of us vote on. And out 30+ songs, only 4 songs got all 4 votes.
Oh,
Wow. But I mean, there's some explosive playing. I mean, shit just takes off. It's like you guys have spent all this time to come back to find yourselves. That's what it sounds like to me.
17 to go.
Yeah, how are you doing? Do you want to hear more?
Want
to hear some more?
Getting started, yeah.
Okay.
Squeeze out within my hands. Ooh, I choke within my hands. I'm madly in anger with you. I'm madly in anger with you. I'm madly in anger with you. Girl, I've heard I'm in. Times like this. God, what's it coming to? Destructive down within with all. A line across your spine, so that gets broken too. Temptation, feel no hole. Ah! No, temptation.
You know, the first 4 songs you played me all pretty much knocked me out, okay? But if you've got it going, you want it to hammer all the way through. You want people to be able to really listen and say, Jesus Christ, there's no letting up from these guys. There's no fucking let up. Fuck balance. You know, there definitely is some Presidio stuff that I felt maybe, you gotta analyze it, maybe you're watering it down in some way. That's all. It's your call.
Yeah.
I know that
Temptation, I remember writing that thing. It came out, it flowed totally, instantly. Temptation kind of sums up all of the lyrics that are in this new kind of project. So, and it's cool because that was done long before recovery and all of that, so.
I mean, I can tell that you're singing your heart out. You're definitely wearing your heart on your sleeve and on that song.
It's just, to me, it's more like a jam. Is there a song in there? Potentially. You know, there's almost nothing there that can't be turned into something better than it is, or something that could probably get pretty fucking close to being something on a Metallica record. You know, but then it just goes away from what the purpose, or at least what I see the purpose being today, which is show up with what you know, what are your A+, you know?
Well, when I hear Lars talk about we can whip anything into decent shape, I agree, and we did that on Load and Reload.
Yeah.
And this is us trying to choose before we take it to those extremes, you know?
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That was a pretty major thing that I think Lars and I clicked on together then. Wow, I'd heard him and he heard me. Oh, it's like, oh, okay. It's like it takes the cutting edge off of it, or the personal attack off of it, you know?
Things are a lot less dramatic than they used to be within the chemistry of the 4 of us. Less head games, abuse of power, and soap opera bullshit.
But can we just do one thing? For lack of a better word, when it comes in with the drums, I just want you to scream fuck. As hard as you can fucking scream.
Can you stand up?
Okay. It should be slower. It should be more like. I want 4 of them. Do it again.
Lars is selling paintings because
he's ready to move on to the next 10 years or next decade or next phase of his life. And a lot of what these paintings and a lot of what this house represents is the last 10 years versus a husband and father of two. He's getting rid of some pretty major and important pieces in the majority of his collection. He's wiping the slate clean.
Midnight New York City. One last look at the paintings. Oh well.
It's a celebration.
This is a celebration.
This is your statement of how far you've come.
It's a celebration.
Through Bill Toll. This is a celebration of some paintings that visited us for a while, and now we want to share them with other people. Okay?
Right, yeah. That's
it's
it.
a choice.
Okay. I never looked at it as an investment, but I always looked at it as versus some of the other guys are maybe like taking a big pile of money and parking it in the bank. I would always like take a big pile of money and park it on my wall. Wow. I can just feel some of the adulation that other people have thrown at these paintings, and that makes me proud. Wow, I've never been this close to it. These are great paintings, whether they sell for $1 or for $100 million. The only thing that matters is what pleasure and what feeling you get out of that moment you have with that painting. And it's never been about dollars and cents. It's always been about something greater than that. But fuck, they do look awesome. I mean, fuck.
Been a good time?
And it will be a good time. I feel better about this than I thought I would, actually. It's weird. I don't know why.
On the telephone. It's the two of you in the room. Selling right, fair warning, at $300,000. Sean Paul, $300,000. Your 21 is the two Modena on the reverse. The Jean-Michel Basquiat showing on the screen there on my right.
All right, here we go.
Be strong, my friend.
900,000 at 1 million.
2 million.
1,100,000. 300,000. 680 million.
Can we get more cocktails?
420,000. 200,000.
600.
In the room at 580.
4-5.
400 million.
720.
$3 million.
Come on, 4.
For you, sir, $260,000. For you, sir, $680,000. And selling at $5 million. Brett, yours at $5 million.
Right. Hi. It went well. I got myself drunk to numb the pain. But it went well. I'm happy.
Like, let's talk about the zone for a minute. Okay, there is a way to help a person get in a zone. I mean, you could consider seriously doing some meditative or apply the meditative principles to music. All right. I don't want this to sound too way out, but if you do that, the four of you are out there, and you do it anyway, unconsciously. You do a musical meditation by starting to jam with each other.
I just think, no matter how you look at it, I've been making records a very long time, and it really comes down to how much work you put in and how much, it's just tough. Sometimes it's just tough work.
And I like to stretch the frontiers of what people accept, okay? And I understand about that, and I don't want, for my mind, to settle for...
I'm not gonna be playing today then, huh? Well, I'm gonna go out and make phone calls.
So everybody's...
You know, we've had a fabulous few weeks with a lot of great productivity, a lot of really good stuff going on. The more we feel good about ourselves and each other, and the higher we ascend, the more challenging it will be to our psyches.
You know, I understand it, I embrace it and all that stuff, but sometimes it just bugs me. I think that thing was kind of bugging me yesterday. All of them around the studio, it was just kind of like, that way of thinking just doesn't work for me all the time. And I was a little pissed off at it because right now in my life it's not really working for me.
No, I'm glad to know that's how you feel.
Wholeheartedly.
And if you feel that way and wish to share that more directly, I'd appreciate that too. You know?
Rather than tearing the signs down?
Yeah.
We pay him $40,000 a month to be pretty much available at our beck and call. So when this record's done, do we want to collectively end the $40,000 a month full-on thing?
I'm afraid he's under the impression that he's like in the band, you know?
Yeah.
And I see him coming on the road maybe for a week, but after that I don't see him holding our hand any further than that. So is that something we want to present to him then?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think it's something. I think it's something we need to do for our own well-being.
Yeah, 'cause I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Hello.
Are they on the phone?
Yeah, they're on the phone. They need you now.
Oh, okay.
James Hetfield is in the room.
Hey there.
Hey, James, how you doing?
Pretty good.
I'm going to let Mark do the talking here because Mark was the one who's been talking to MTV.
Okay, so this afternoon the official offer came in for Icon. Assuming you want to do it.
Let's do it.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm jazzed about it.
The only thing that you guys are required to do is show up for rehearsal and then show up for the show on the 3rd. And at the end of the show, you guys take the stage and perform a little bit.
So what's Jason's role in all this?
What? Who?
Okay. But I mean, I don't think Jason has any role.
He lost his icon status when he left Metallica.
Nice point, Cliff. Thank you. I think MTV would like the fact that this would most likely be the introductory performance of Metallica with a new bass player, whether it's the new member or
When is
whoever.
this supposed to be? May what?
May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd. See, that means you'd have to hire someone by the 2nd.
I think it can happen.
You'd be required to be in Los Angeles for all of 2 days.
Because we didn't get a new bass player, I think a lot of people thought maybe that we were having trouble finding one. And we never started looking for a new bass player until 2 months ago.
We worked on ourselves, identified what part can we work on so when someone else steps in, it's clean. They're not stepping in our shit, you know? All right, thinking about bass players finally. So we're gonna need a 4th member. You know, we know you're a great bass player. It's the vibe, you know, we need to make sure.
Jason kind of triggered this whole thing a couple of years ago, and I can't believe it's been 2 years, you know? And then we've gone through some real...
We realized that we kind of wanted somebody who was like our age, somebody who went around the block a couple times.
Right. We've grown a lot, man. 3 guys in this band.
And last time, when we did this 14, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, I guess it was, but we literally sat down and started auditioning bass players, you know, the day after the funeral for Cliff. So now it's 16 years later, different circumstances.
When Jason left, he took his basses with him. You want a 4 or 5?
What 5 strings do you have?
This one's 5-string, though.
Keep searching, keep on searching. This search goes on, this search goes on.
The band, these guys collectively probably own like 500 to 600 guitars, so they're not all here.
Wow.
on. Tick tock, Fran. Tick 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 tock, Fran. Tick 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 tock, Fran. Tick 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 tock.
You went into another voice there, dude.
Which one of me are you talking to?
I think that we should just spend the next 2.5 hours with this guy. Don't you?
I had a vision of us jamming with him the last hour.
I guess I just feel that's just kind of like weird to keep like just doing our own thing. It just feels not welcoming.
This morning I heard him say he was pretty comfortable.
We
Maybe
could
it's
say,
stuff.
you know, it's not about what he says. It's about what I feel.
All right.
Are we cool, James?
Yeah. I guess the only other thing I'd like to say is, you know, when we leave this up to just how we're feeling, a lot of it depends on how you're feeling. You know, when you say those things.
Not that I want to break up what you guys are discussing if you want to go deeper, you know. But I think what might be really good is to treat this with respect, go out and do this.
Yeah.
Alan, good stuff?
I could try battery.
Battery?
You can play that fast with your fingers?
Yeah.
Battery.
It's a fucking pretty mighty bass sound you got going there.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I don't know. It's the Mesa and the High Watt.
Is there anything else you know as well as that? Cliff, it was just like, you saw Cliff, and me and James went, he's in our band, there's no question. He hit it out of the park. And that's where it sort of gets interesting. Because if Cliff Burton showed up today, maybe he wouldn't be the guy either.
I mean, the three guys that I like all have unique features that I would love to Frankenstein, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Some kind of
That would be great.
I don't think you should settle. I think you should get the right guy. If you don't hit out of the park with one of these guys, then you're going to end up 4 years down the road in the same situation you did with Jason.
A 4 count, then ba-da-ba-bum, and into the solo right now.
Just follow. The first guy of any of them that didn't look like he was struggling with it.
That's what I told Bob.
But do you know what I mean about like it? You know, some of the other guys, it was sort of 10% over their capabilities or something like that, and you don't feel that with this guy at all. It's like the last 3 songs, like Sanitarium, Nothing Else Matters, and what was there was
Sad.
They were flawless.
I looked over at him during Whiplash, and he was just right in the pocket and in there. And then afterwards, when he played it alone with his finger, it hadn't been played that way since Cliff. It's just like,
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, his finger's a pick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 days. The sack ball now?
Well, the second time he came back, I mean, that was for me when I noticed that you make us play better, man. You make the band sound so much better, and so solid.
How do you feel about that, man?
Oh, I feel awesome, man.
You're the chosen one.
right now.
You looked coolest.
Yeah. We want you to be a real member of this band, not just a hired hand.
Right, absolutely.
And we'd like to offer you, basically, to show you how serious we are about this, offer you $1 million to join our band right now. and as a kind of a good faith thing about how serious we are.
It's an advance. It's an advance on some percentage you're going to be making with the band. Here's money up front to get you kicked in and inspired, and this is a reality. This is my future. This is what life can hold for me with my new family.
Whew. I can't really talk right now.
Invisible kid, never see what he did. Got stuck where he hid, falling through the grid. Invisible kid, got a place of his own, where he'll never be known, in a word he's grown. Invisible kid, never see what he did. Got stuck where he hid, falling through the grid. Invisible kid, got a place of his own, where he'll never be known, in a word he's grown.
There's things that I miss, and I'm kind of sad that it couldn't work out and things, like that. But there's way, 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 way more times and way more days and even hours that go by, and I'm reminded, dude, all right, you did the right thing. You did the right thing for yourself.
I don't know if it's the right time to say this, but I know I've been thinking about our talk about, you and us and our future and all of that stuff. And, when I heard that you guys were moving here and all of that, that brought up a lot of fear around, wow, what is Phil's perception of, his, longevity with Metallica? That scared me a little bit.
I appreciate that. If it scared you and that's part of the issue going forward, then let me say we haven't decided we're moving here. I've tried to make it clear that we're selling. I think we've told people we're selling our house in Kansas City, but that doesn't mean we're moving here. Okay, and we won't likely move to San Francisco if there's not a future out there with Metallica, because that's my. I want to make sure that the bass player is intact. I want to be sure that the tour is on, and I also, as I said, have performance coach visions for each of you and for the band. And to me, the work isn't over. I'd like us to honor what we had, and if you want to be away from, on your own or something for the couple months that you're sitting back in June, then let's just keep it back.
I don't know. I guess I have a problem sometimes, Phil, with it. Let's see how it works out. Let's see how it happens, and then let's honor what happened, 6 months ago. That's kind of strange to me, because I think that you use those things when they're convenient at times, personal stuff or business things, and I don't know. The boundaries are, becoming more clear to me.
There's that element of trust that just kind of floats with you, with me, and I'm really sorry about that. I've been swimming uphill on that one for a long time with you, and I'd like for us to be able to resolve it, but maybe we can't.
I gotta tell you that if the client, either James or us, says, then I really think that needs to be respected without, the old turn the knife thing in there. If the client says, time out for a while, time out.
That is great, although in our process to honor what we have
But
on the
then
table,
it should be put on the table, but left on the table, and should be able to walk away without what you're saying right now, which is now there are trust issues and stuff.
I don't know how to separate out.
In its simplest form, I think it's a conflict of interest. Did you tell him that he needs you around more if he wants to take a break?
I'm not saying that. I
see that as a conflict of interest.
I am saying you guys have made a decision. It's okay for me to say I'm not happy with that decision. The premise is you guys don't need me, and I'm good with that.
Anyway, you're going. It's anyway. Let's jam.
Great. I'll see you guys. I'm taking out. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Thanks, man.
Who's in charge of my head today? Dancing devils in angels' way. It's my time now. It's my time now. It's my time. Yeah, it's my time. Look out, motherfuckers, here I come. I'm gonna make my head my home. The sons of bitches try to take my head. Try to make me sick.
Well, you've been in the band for 5 minutes and already you're an icon?
It's such an honor, and I'm stoked. So.
Your voting interest will equal your percentage interest in the new Metallica account, while each of our voting interests will be 1/3 of the difference between 100% and your percentage. This is about as lawyer as you get, but it's really
Sort of laying out.
Yeah, it lays out the deal. Okay, so for instance, in the first period, you have 5%. Okay, so when we do a vote, you get 32 votes, you get 32 votes, you get 32 votes, you get 5 votes in any vote. Okay.
But this doesn't mean anything.
I think it's crap. I mean,
I think in the
I can
spirit
put
of what we're
25.
trying to do, we got to do 25, and then Q Prime's the tiebreaker.
That works. That's fine. Cool. Now here it also says you will not be required to fund any losses in the new Metallica account, but we will be entitled to recover any losses out of future profits. For instance, buying the documentary is not your problem. If the documentary loses money and the company never makes any more money again, it's these three guys' problems.
Yeah, what did you do with your money? I went and bought a new car, I bought my mama a house, and we went and bought a documentary.
It was just trying to keep with the spirit of this thing.
By the end of this week, we're going to have an album title. You can say in 3 days, we're not going to have to agonize about this anymore.
Well, the thing that stood out to me was Saint Anger. It's strong. I mean, there's iconic strong.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. I like that title.
It's so easy
quite a
just
bit.
to say June 17th is St. Anger's Day.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's
No, I mean, it's a...
I think Frantic is a better album title. I think that's it's more about the record.
But St. Anger's a good...
It's an original
It's original statement. Saint Anger. Saint Anger.
Well, this is an angry record, but you read the lyrics, it's angry in a healthy way.
Right.
Yeah.
This is also Frantic.
Getting stuff out.
Frantic is more like they're trying things that they're not exactly sure of. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to climb back up the mountain again.
Right.
They're not sure of themselves.
That's fair. I mean, hello. That's a fair thing. I mean, if you think that Frantic has a negative connotation to it, I never thought of it like that.
If it's Saint Anger, they're going to form an image of these guys are angry. I know it. They're angry about Napster. They're angry about the new stuff that's coming in. They're angry about their lives. I'm angry too. I get it.
I think you guys know the idea about trying to shoot a video in San Quentin. Wow.
So let me get this straight. You're going to go to a maximum security prison, and Metallica's going to play Saint Anger really loud.
Yeah! Saint Anger round my neck. Saint Anger round my neck. He never gets respect. Saint Anger round my neck.
Been asked to come out here and talk a little bit about what this song means to us. Anger's an emotion that I've struggled with for pretty much all my life.
You flush it out, it's anger around my neck. You flush it out, you flush it out. He never gets respect.
It's a lot of misspent anger that has come out sideways for a lot of people, including yourselves. And if I hadn't had music in my life, it's quite possible I could be in here or not even in here, be dead. And I'd much rather be alive.
I'm madly in anger with you. I'm madly in anger with you. I'm madly in anger with you. I'm madly in anger with you.
Pretty nervous up here. Don't really know what to say. I'm just trying to share some of what's gone on for me. I'm not here to sell nothing, that's for damn sure. Everyone is born good. Everyone's got the same size soul, and we're here to connect with that. So we're very proud to be in your house and play some music for you. Thanks. More than any other record, I don't know if you guys feel that, but for me, this is like a product of what we're just doing, hanging out. You know what I mean? It's like
a diary.
Yeah, diary. It's like, here's our memories on CD, you know.
Like, we've proven that you can make aggressive music without negative energy.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't think anybody ever thought that that would be possible. Do you know what I mean? You can make something that's aggressive and fucked up, okay, with positive energy between the people creating it.
Yeah. Hit me, you know? This project's coming to an end, and I don't know, I think I'm kind of bummed about that. I'm kind of just kind of liking the schedule that happens, or the safeness in that. Coming here, being able to talk, creating, you know, and I don't know.
I've been kind of coming down from this for about the past month. I've been getting up at 5 in the morning and just pacing my apartment. Just not really knowing what the hell I'm doing either. So I'm with you.
Like, I don't want to let you go home or something. I don't know.
I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say.
I don't know, I could feel myself kind of protecting myself with some depression or something, wanting to just kind of isolate. And I don't want to do that. I want to feel the sadness of, I mean, I didn't feel depressed, I felt sad. That's when I knew it was something different than just me, my old stuff, you know. I mean, there was some of that, but sadness and depression, I guess I don't really know the difference. And Phil, all the stuff that you've brought here to, like, you've set out all the tools, you know, and you allowed us to build what we built, you know, with guidance.
I really appreciate your bringing this forward. And there is a difference between sadness and depression, clearly.
It's the hugest chapter in my life.
could have my wasted days back, but I use them to get back on track.
Stand back, keep away from the car.
Hey, I love you.
I love you too.
Can I have my wasted days back? I use them to get back on track. You live it or lie, yeah. 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 A lifestyle determines my death style. Keep searching, keep on searching. This search goes on and on. Keep searching, keep on searching. This search goes on and on. Friends, tick, 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 tock, friends, tick, 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 tock, friends, tick, 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 tock, friends, tick, 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 tock. Go!
Thank you so much for supporting Metallica through all the rough times and all the great times. Metallica loves you.
These are the eyes that can't see me. These are the hands that drop your trust. These are the boots that kick you around. This is the tongue that speaks on the inside. These are the ears that ring with hate. This is the face that never change. This is the fist that grinds you down. This is the voice of silence no more. These are the legs in circles run. This is the beating you'll never know. These are the lips that taste no freedom. This is the feel that's not so safe. This is the face you'll never change. This is the God that ain't so pure. This is the God that is not pure. This is the voice of silence no more. Some kind of monster. Some kind